What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, for Let's Get Into the Blogs. This is, child, I don't know what number this is. I barely know what week this is. But either way it go, um, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, before we actually go ahead and get into it, let's actually, you guys, stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. If you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about what's in the blogs, shall we? All right, you guys. So the first story that we're going to talk about is a story that I wasn't necessarily wanting to talk about, but the more that I sat with it and the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? You definitely have to talk about it because it kind of so. The first few stories we're going to be talking about, this is going to be the Sonya Massey story, right? Then I guess I'll talk about some political stuff as well. But Sonya Massey, so I believe this one happened somewhere in Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that one, but if I'm wrong, you guys definitely correct me. It's so much with that story that, you know, it just makes you just sit and think like it's it just makes you really think, right? Because if you guys aren't aware, you know who he wants to give federal immunity to cops, right? To do their job. And stuff like this would be something that they wouldn't be prosecuted for, right? So Sonya Massey, she, if you guys haven't saw the video, I would really say don't watch the video because the video, I saw it against my will because it was posted on Instagram and the blogs were posting it. So it just kind of played and I was like, oh God. So the story goes that she called the cops, right? Because she thought that there was someone, outside of her home. And so she called the cops to come and help her, which how it went from her calling the cops to come help her to her being unalived. It makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me how this happened, right? So in the video, you see the cops come in and she was sitting on her couch, right? Now I know they asked her for her ID at one point, and then I know on her stove she had a pot that was, boiling some hot water, right? And at one point, she got up to go take the pot, get the pot. And I don't know I don't know how a pot, that's boiling water, how it can burn, do anything other than all that's going to happen. Because my mom, my mom used to boil hot water on the stove, and we had a gas stove in my home when I was a young boy, and because we didn't have a tea kettle, and my mom loved to drink tea, so she would put just a little pot on the stove, fill it with water, let the water boil. Now, if we forgot about the water boiling, I would. The water would just, boils and it just comes over and it just hits the flames. That's it. It doesn't catch on fire. It doesn't do anything. But she went over there. She got it, right? Now, to one of the cops, she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus or something like that, right? And for some odd reason, he just got so upset, talking about, I'll shoot you in the head. And I was like, why would you go that far? And then on top of that, she had the pot in her hand. And I don't know if she dumped the water or not, but even still, if she has a scalding hot water, scalding hot water isn't going to unalive you. So I don't know why he then took his gun out, aimed it at her, and shot her in the head. And listening to him talk, that was a hit shot. That was a hit shot. It's like you have no regard for human life. You have no regard for black human life at that. And then when you hear the stories about him, that he's gone to what, 6 different, I think he's been to 6 different agencies in what, 2 years or so, like that. Like, that's a problem. That is a problem. And then this leads to what I was saying a few minutes ago, right? With who, with him talking about wanting to give federal immunity to the cops to quote unquote do their jobs. That means that they have the license. They would have the license and the free reign to just unalive people whenever they want to. They would have no repercussions. There would be no consequences for their actions. And this man was 100% in the wrong. Like, this woman literally called you guys to come out to her home to help her. But the only thing you managed to help her do is help her family have to now bury her. Like, that is so disgusting to me. I just can't get over it. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. And she was 36 years old. So that woman is younger than, well, not younger. She's older than me. She's older than me. And 36 is very young. Prayers up to her family. I know her daddy was like, you shot the wrong one. And I was like, amen, brother. I agree. I agree. Oh, I think it was Springfield, Illinois. I think it's Springfield, Illinois. But that is just terrible. Like, she called 911 because she thought someone was outside her home. The police show up. It's okay nothing that she did in that video that I saw warranted the reaction that she got, losing her life. Oh, This world, you guys. Let's go ahead and pause here. Let me know what you guys think about that, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next story, you guys, shall we? All right, you guys. So since I was just talking about, who, let's talk about him really briefly, really briefly. So did you guys see that he has backed out of doing a debate with Kamala? The Republicans and him, they're really running scared, and I'm noticing that, because that he had his campaign planned out to the T, thinking that he was going to attack Biden on his age. Well, now you are the oldest person running for public office, so and it's interesting because I don't, like I said last week, like I was saying last week about politics, or it was this week. When you see the media, they had so much to say about Biden's age, so much to say about his competency, but we're not speaking towards the age of Agent Orange or his competency. We're not speaking towards any of that. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that, because what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. And it's unfortunately not. Now, when it comes to Kamala, I now have a little bit more faith, you guys. I feel a little bit better than I felt earlier this week when I did that video. They couldn't the fool. I feel so much better now. What I will say though is, we see the white women for Kamala, the gays for Kamala, black women for Kamala, black men for Kamala. I'm here for all of that, right? I am here for all of that. I hope that this election, the only thing that I fear is a situation of 2016, right? Where The polls were saying that Hillary Clinton was the front runner, and we all know what happened with that one. She did not win that election. But we not going I'm not gonna speak any of that negativity into fruition right now. I'm gonna back her, and that's where we're gonna be. That's really where we're gonna be. But like I said, it's just interesting that, now the narrative is not even around, it's not even surrounding his age or his competency, because he's a bumbling idiot. That's neither here nor there. Also, something that I'm noticing. So I thought about this today because I was seeing I see people with those who flags, 2024, and I actually took a picture of a neighborhood that I was driving around in earlier this week. I saw this before, but I took a picture of a neighborhood that I was in, and let me see if I can find it. So, you guys may not be able to see this that well. So, that's the picture of someone's neighborhood. You can't make it out, but I can tell you what that says. You can see it big as day, who 2024. So what it says up under it is, who 2024, the revenge tour. Why would you want to elect someone who is out for revenge? Like, I don't understand that. Then you had this video of him the other night when he was doing one of those dumbass rallies where he was telling the Christians that, I'm not Christian, but he wants them to get that out there and vote, that it'll be fixed so good that in 4 years they won't have to vote again. And I was like, now people are trying to say, oh, he's just saying that he's going to, get in and fix everything that the Democrats have done in 4 years, so that way they won't have to get out there and vote. That's not true. Like, let's be real. No sitting president has gotten the work that they've gotten done in 4 years. They usually need an additional 4 years, the 8 years, to get the real work done. He's already had 4 years before. If you give him another 4 years, he's just going to squander it. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's an idiot. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said before, I'm not going to tell you guys how to vote. I'm just going to say, vote for your best interest. If you look like me and he's for your best interest, then I just want to ask the question, why? That's all I'm going to say. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and we'll move forward. All right, you guys, so the next story. Now, let's get into a little bit of mess. This story right here, the first one we're going to talk about, I cracked up. Because I felt one or two ways with this video. So you guys remember, I reviewed Celebrity, is it Celebrity College Hill or is it College Hill? It's College Hill Celebrity Edition, whichever way it is. You guys know I reviewed last season when it had Amber Rose, Jocelyn, Iman, Parker, McKenna. Who else was Ray J? And I forget who else was in the house. But you guys, Quay and Orion. But you guys know I reviewed last season. Remember, the big talk of last season was the fight between Amber Rose and Jocelyn Hernandez, right? Now, I remember last season I was on it, and I don't, even though I don't see it for Amber currently, I thought Jocelyn was doing the most when she was trying to tell her, I thought she was doing the most by trying to make Amber identify as either white or black. Now, how I felt about Amber present day, I agree with Jocelyn with she doesn't always feel like she fits in with the black people, but I feel like Amber would prefer to fit in with white people. That's just my personal opinion. And then look at her at the RNC, right? Talking about those her people. Okay, girlfriend, but you do realize that you built your career that you have was built off of a black audience, not the white audience. So I want you to remember that when you out there trying to, once everything is said and done with the Republican Party and they've used you up as much as they can, once everything is said and done, I want you to just remember all of that. And then when you try to come back to the black people, don't do it. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it because I can guarantee you, I ain't gonna be checking for no Amber Rose. Like, no ma'am. So, remember, Celebrity College Hill. They did not College Hill Celebrity Edition. What is the name of it? Whichever one it is. Remember, they didn't show the fight last season, right? When Amber walked down there, and all we saw was the swing, and that was it. We didn't see nothing else from it, right? Well, this week the video came out. I was like, oh, because I remember that BET was saying that for the respect of girl, they went to ASU, right? They went to ASU. For the respect of ASU, they weren't gonna show it, but now we see it clear and in color. And so you see Amber, she walked down and bink, hit Jocelyn. I think Jocelyn got confused that Amber ain't got no hair. Because, baby, she tried to grab, I'm like, it ain't nothing up there, baby, but space and slickage. It's a slick spot, so you ain't finna grab nothing. Your hand finna slide, 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 slide. Because you ain't grabbing not a damn thing. So Amber was working the hell out of Jocelyn. I was like, fuck. I was like, part of me wanted Jocelyn to just tear that ass up. Now, I remember last season I said part of me wanted Amber to whoop her ass, right? But how I feel about Amber current day, I was like, well, because I've been thinking about that. I was like, girl, I hope that she beat Jocelyn's ass. But I did remember that Quay, who was friends with Amber, he actually said it last year that Amber did beat up Jocelyn. I was like, well, I don't think he would lie, and he ain't lie. He did not lie. That was one of the moments when I wish Jocelyn was hiked up on that cocaine. Because, girl, I just want you to just hand Amber her ass. I just wanted you to hand her ass. But, unfortunately, Jocelyn got the brakes beat off of her. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, like I said, with Amber, I don't see it for her. I don't see it for her. I don't see it for her. I don't see it for Amber. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel. Are you guys okay? How you guys feel? Like, are you guys like, damn, Jocelyn got beat up? Or are you guys like, okay, about time somebody beat Jocelyn's ass, right? Those are the two feelings that I kind of had. It was like, damn, Amber whooped your ass, girl. And I was hoping it was the other way around at this current moment. But then at that time, I was like, I hope Amber whooped her ass. Current day, like I said, it's like, I'm torn, right? Because I'm like, Jocelyn been terrorizing people for a long time, and we know how it is when she be on that cocaine. She's like a wild beast, and I'm like, it's about time somebody got her. So, I'm feeling both ways. But again, you guys tell me what you guys think and feel in the comments, and we will go ahead and move on to the next story, you guys. All right, you guys, so this happened at the end of last week, but I was on vacation with the tech outage that affected, I think it was Microsoft, because I remember the crazy thing was I had just got back to Dallas from Miami that day before, right? So I flew to Miami on Monday, got there, stayed there until Thursday morning, came back to Dallas back in Dallas by Thursday afternoon, right? But I was initially going to stay in Miami until Friday, and I was like, thank God I did not stay in Miami longer than what I was expecting to, right? Because of that tech outage in the airports. And I would have been PO'd. Because when I got back home and I woke up Friday morning, my phone was ringing. My text messages were going on because my company, if there's any kind of outage, they'll text us and they'll call us just to make sure we're good. I ignored every last one of them phone calls and them text messages. And so then I went in and I woke up and watched the news, and I was like, oh, so there's a big tech outage. I was like, okay, what the hell? And I was like, with my company, I was like, baby, that computer is it was dead. Well, it wasn't dead. It was sitting on my desk, and it was plugged up to the charger, and I wasn't checking it until this past Monday when I went back to work. But when it comes to the airlines, right? There's so much work that needs to be done with them. I want you guys to tell me, were you guys affected by that? Because, like I said, I know a lot of companies, like my company more in particular, my computer is Microsoft. Like everything with that computer is Microsoft. Wish they would go with Dell because my computer has so many damn issues, and I was just sitting. The only thing that I was thinking about was, damn. I was like, I'm not at work, but I'm off. Man, that would have been a good day just to not be able to do anything. But actually, this past Friday, we had a little similar issue. I don't know if it still has if it's like some lingering effects of that stuff that happened, because this past Friday, nobody in my company was able to make outbound phone calls. We could get inbound phone calls, but we couldn't make an outbound call all day. Like every time I would try to call somebody, it was saying that the person was either on the phone call, or their line was busy, and I was like, huh? I was like, that's very interesting. And then even when I tried to call my phone from my personal phone, it told me to check the number again. I was like, wait a minute. So, we got Microsoft Teams, and I was asking I had my friends next to me. I was like, are you having issues with your phone? She said, yeah, it's saying that the line is busy. I was like, that's the same thing that mine is saying. Then I got in my group chat, and I asked my team members, like, are y'all having issues with y'all phones? And they were like, yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Microsoft. I've never been a Microsoft boy. Well, yes, sir. Let me take that lie back. My very, very, very first computer was a Microsoft. It was Windows 90 something. What Windows was it? I forgot what Windows it was. That's telling my age, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, but yeah, let me know if you guys were affected by that outage. I know damn well my company was, but I wasn't, because I wasn't at work. But yeah, you guys, that's that. Let's go ahead and so with this week's let's get into the blogs. I'm not trying to make this one a very long, drawn out situation. So we're gonna probably try to keep this to at least 30 minutes, 35 minutes tops. Let's see. But let's go ahead and move on to the next story. All right, you guys. So Chris Brown is in the news again. Now he is in concert, you guys, which I think he was just here last week, because somebody that I know went to go see him, but I didn't go see him. But Chris Brown is being sued by four men who accuse the singer and his paid entourage of brutally and severely assaulting them after a recent concert. Oh, it was here in Texas, in Fort Worth, Texas. It says the plaintiffs Larry Parker, Joseph Lewis, Charles Bush, and DeMarcus Powell filed their lawsuit in a Texas court on Monday, July 22nd. They are seeking at least $50 million in damages. It says, according to the lawsuit obtained by Pitchfork, the plaintiffs attended Chris Brown's concert at Dickies Arena on Saturday, July 20th. Dickies Arena, man, that's far as hell. Because I just heard on the radio that Sexy Red is going to be in Fort Worth at the Dickies Arena. I don't go to Fort Worth for nothing in this world. So they claimed that after the performance, they were invited backstage to Chris Brown's VIP area and waited 30 minutes for the musician to show up. Charles Bush says that he complimented Chris Brown on the show and that the singer appreciated his words until a member of Brown's entourage remarked loudly to Brown, "Man, you don't remember you two were beefing?" At that point, Brown allegedly instructed his entourage to fuck plaintiff Bush up. So it says one member of Brown's entourage allegedly punched Bush in the chest, and another man allegedly picked up a chair and threw it at Bush's head. At Brown's instruction, members of his entourage also punched Larry Parker in the face and chest, kicked him in the head for over 10 minutes, and stomped on him, according to the complaint. In addition, the lawsuit states that the entourage also punched DeMarcus Powell in the shoulder and Joseph Lewis in the shoulder and chest. All four plaintiffs are injured and undergoing medical treatment, according to the lawsuit. Of course they are. In addition to Brown, the plaintiffs are suing Live Nation Worldwide Inc., Live Nation Marketing Inc., and the rapper DeAndre Yella Beezy Conway, and apparent members of the musician's entourage called Cinco. I have no idea how you pronounce any of these. So formerly Brown and his co-defendants are being sued for battery and assault, negligence and gross negligence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. When reached via email, Tony Busby, an attorney for the plaintiffs, replied, "The lawsuit speaks. I think it's supposed to say the lawsuit speaks for itself. Pretty clear and egregious behavior." Representatives for Live Nation Entertainment and Brown's record label RCA Records did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Chris. Do you guys believe that? Let me know what you think. That's that's very interesting, right? Now here's what I'm gonna say, right? If you had beef with Chris Brown, then why would you want to go? And this is just allegedly, if they had beef with him, right? If you had beef with him, why would you then go backstage and hang out with him if y'all been beefing? Unless you went back there like, oh yeah, me and this nigga been beefing with each other, so I'm finna go back here, this nigga back here, so we finna go back here, we finna jump this nigga and beat this nigga's ass. That's the only thing I can think of, right? But Chris is people. So if they beefing with Chris, ain't nobody, and I mean not nobody, said, hey Chris, before them niggas came back there, ain't nobody said, hey, it's some dudes, ain't nobody go up there and say, hey, who out there trying to see Chris? Just go peek around, just look, and be like, hey Chris, so it's some dudes out there that you done had beef with, they want to come back here and holler at you. In that moment, he could have said, no, don't bring them back here. But, okay. Now, here's my other thing with Chris. If this statement is true, that they came back there, somebody in your camp said, you've been beefing with these niggas, then why, instead of saying fuck them up, if you actually said fuck them up, why not just say get them niggas out of here? Like, fuck them niggas. Fuck them. Be like, I don't fuck with you, you can go out. Now, unless they paid their money for it. If they paid their money for it, then again, I beg the question, girl, why would you do something like that? Like, I'm sorry, but why would you want to go back to why would you pay your good money to go in somebody's VIP that you are beefing with? That shit just don't make any kind of logical sense to me. But hey, my brain, I don't know. I don't think I would do no dumb shit like that. I don't think I would do some dumb ass shit like, because that's just stupid. Just plumb stupid. If this is all true. But like I said, they suing for $50 million. Do I think that they're going to get $50 million? No. I don't think they're going to get $50 million because of the fact that I think that's just a starting point and they can work their way down to settling. But hey, you guys tell me what you think. And I got one more story that I want to talk about real quick. I just thought about it. Let's get to this next story and then we'll wrap it up. You guys, Kim Burrell, there is something truly wrong with that devilish woman. I ain't never saw it for Kim Burrell. Don't want to see it for Kim Burrell. But I get, because you know what the Stellar Awards are, because I saw them promoting the Stellar Awards on BET when I was watching Sisters this week. I saw them talking about it. So Kim Burrell, she was accepting the Aretha Franklin Icon Award at the 39th Annual Stellar Awards. Now, you guys know that Kim Burrell has made her hateful ass comments about the LGBT community. Actually, let's just scratch that. Kim Burrell just has hateful comments in general. The bitch is just hateful. And yes, I called her a bitch because I don't like Kim Burrell. So I'm going to read her quote. It says, quote, "I have over the course of time with much soul searching come to fully understand the reach and impact my voice beyond gospel music of my I'm gonna read that up It says, I have over the course of time and with much soul searching, come to fully understand the reach and impact of my voice beyond gospel music. The singer explained, there is such a care to take when you realize you're not just preaching to the choir anymore. You're preaching to the ones who wanted to be in the choir and were too scared to come because they didn't understand our language. Wait a minute, 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 wait a minute. So you're trying to apologize to people, but then you continuously offend people. This lady is a nasty piece of work. So she says, I understand that some of my past words, comments, preaching have been received by the LGBT plus community as negative and hurtful. There's nothing more hurtful than to think, I can't with this lady. There's nothing more hurtful than to think, to imagine that you've said something in the name of God and it hurt somebody. The singer continued, claiming that her use of church lingo may have contributed to her ignorant comments. We have a church jargon that everybody doesn't get. So now you're calling people stupid. Okay, girlfriend. Get your big bodied ass. Can't stand that lady. So, okay, back to it. She said, we have a church jargon that everybody doesn't get. And sometimes you have to say it for the people in the back. You calling people stupid. It's the fact that you are calling. Oh my gosh, she is insulting people. You are insulting people. I can't with her. This is part of the reason why I don't go to church, because so many people in the church are just like Kim Burrell. They're nasty, they're mean-spirited, and they do all of this under the guise of religion and the Lord. And it's a bunch of bullshit is what it is. But getting back to this, right? So she says, and for that I want to apologize to the LGBT community. Let's give them a great big round of applause, she said to the audience. We want them to have strength and to sincerely know that we must all do the work to embrace all of God's people. Tonight, I hope this award and this moment can be the beginning of bridging, building, and listening to each other as we follow peace with all men and develop the character of God, which requires seeing God. Girl, fuck off. Fuck off and fuck out of here, Kim. Mean-spirited ass. Oh, God. I just don't like that lady. I've never saw for Kim Burrell. Like I just said a few minutes ago, people use church, religion, and God to be mean-spirited, nasty, vile individuals, just like that devil right there. Let me know what you guys think about Kim Burrell and her bullshit in the comment section below. That is it, you guys. Like I said, I want to keep this under at least 30 minutes, and we're right there at 33 minutes. So I feel a little good. But yeah, you guys, jump down in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about what I talked about in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I will try to say, we do this every week, same time, same place, same channel, but we don't. But I'm definitely going to get back into the swing of doing everything. Like, let's get into the blogs and they cutting the fool. I want to get back. I want to get super consistent with those like I am with my other videos. But I'll see you guys for something else. Bye, y'all.